All right, welcome sports fans, Vegas Top Dogs YouTube channel. I'm Tony K, and we're ready for NFL Week 18 action. We have some side selections. We have some player props. Try to put a little extra money in your pocket. Before we get to our panel of experts, make sure you like, subscribe, thumbs up, like, subscribe, thumbs up. You'll be notified each and every time a new video comes out. We're ready for NFL Week 18 action. This week, I have two special guests, Jeff Hochman and Sniper West. Guys, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Tony, for having me on. Actually, I'm kind of stoked because this is my first video that I have done in 2025. I actually got back from the Seattle area. I was up there for the holidays and got back yesterday and just kind of getting back in the swing of things and the groove and looking forward to Vegas Top Dogs this year and giving out a bunch of winners and making the clients money.
Hey, let's start 2025 with a bang. Why don't you go first with your NFL selection, which goes on Saturday?
Yeah, so this is the Saturday night game. So we get the Steelers and Bengals here. So obviously the Bengals, they need this game very badly, and they also need the Broncos and Dolphins to lose to get in the playoffs. So they need a lot of stuff to happen for them here. I still like the Steelers, though. So obviously Pittsburgh, their recent skid, they've lost 3 games in the past 11 days. Their offense is struggling. Their defense has given up a lot of points, too. Interestingly enough, Jamar Chase, he's going for the wide receiver triple crown this year, 117 receptions, 1,600 yards, and 16 touchdowns. I don't know if there's ever been a wide receiver triple crown before, so that's interesting. But the Steelers are getting healthy, though. Dante Jackson, the corner, he's the only person on the defense that's questionable. I think we're going to see an all-out effort. I don't know if you guys watched the AFC North Hard Knocks. It's on Max. But I've been watching that, and they said on the show they're going all out in this game, and they don't want to go limping into the playoffs, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And the Steelers would win the division if they beat Cincinnati and the Ravens lose to the Cleveland Browns, but I don't think that's going to happen because the Ravens are laying 20, which is kind of funny. I don't know the last time I've seen anyone laying 20 in the NFL. But remember, this Bengals defense is terrible. They give up 358 yards per game, 26 points per game. So I like the Steelers to get back on track. I like 3. You can still find some 2.5s. It's at 2 at a lot of shops. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to do 2.5. I really like 3, but I'll roll 2.5 with the Steelers.
Sounds good. I like it. Jeff, what do you got for us on Sunday with your player props that have done extremely well on the videos this season?
Yeah, thanks, Tony. Good to be with you and Wes here on Week 18.
Yeah,
10-3. Yeah, you too. 10-3 run with my NFL props. Before I get to it, I'm really looking forward to Sunday night's game between the Vikings and the Lions. And if you think about it, the loser is going to be a wild card team with 14 wins. Pretty crazy stuff. All right, let's get to it. Baker Mayfield, over 251.5 passing yards. He's gone over this number 7 of his last 10 games. He's flinging it all over the yard this year. He's gone over this number 6 of 8 home games. First meeting against the Saints, he had 325 yards against a much healthier Saints secondary. Over the last 3 games versus Saints, 293 yards passing average. And the Saints defense, they allow the 6th most passing yards per game. I'm going to take Baker Mayfield over 251.5. I project about 268.
All right, good stuff, Jeff. Before I get to my selection, guys, make sure you visit VegasTopDogs.com. Premium expert plays not only from Jeff and Sniper West and myself, but other top handicappers as well. Check out the free picks, the premium plays, sportsbook bonuses, sports articles, and more. VegasTopDogs.com. Start your 2025 year in the winner's circle. Let me grab my selection. It's a player prop. It goes in the early action on Sunday. And I like Atlanta's running back, Bijan Robinson, over 20 receiving yards. Should be 20. I don't know why it says 65 there, but it's over 20 Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry about that. 20 receiving yards. I just think they need to win. They're going to be playing their starters the entire game. This is a big game for the Atlanta Falcons. The Panthers' defense is awful, and I think they're going to allow a lot of yards here to Bijan Robinson. Also, the Panthers' defense is terrible against running backs coming out of the backfield. And with this being only 20 yards and he's struggled the last couple of weeks, I look for him to come out strong here, or the Panthers that have nothing to play for. I think Atlanta comes out strong. Robinson has a big game, not only rushing, but receiving, and he goes well over his 20 yards here easily. This is my favorite prop of the week. Bijan Robinson over 20 receiving yards.
Yeah, I actually really like that play, to be honest with you. I watched that. I had the Falcons plus 3.5 when they played the Commanders on Sunday night, which was a bad beat because, the Washington, they went and scored the TD in overtime. But Penix Jr. was dumping the ball off a lot. So he kind of goes for that security blanket. So that's probably a really good selection, I believe.
Yeah, in their first meeting, he only had 3 targets coming out of the backfield, I think, for 10 yards. So I think that's probably why this is low. But I think this one goes over the total, and that's a solid player prop. Think we're going back to you, Wes, for NFL Sunday selection.
Yeah, so this game is in the morning on Sunday. Well, I guess it's the afternoon if you're on the East Coast. It's the 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Commanders and the Cowboys. The game is in Dallas. So, I mean, the Commanders, their turnaround is really, really good. I got to give Dan Quinn some credit. This is their best record since 1991. They can clinch the number 6 seed in the NFC with a victory. So that's going to give them a lot of stuff to play for here. So there's going to be no shortage of motivation. Dan Quinn has already said in the media that they are going all out and they are going to try to win this game by a lot. McCarthy, he has not committed to Cooper Rush. So I'm not sure who's going to play quarterback or what the deal is. Like, why aren't you playing Cooper Rush? But he hasn't committed to that for this game. But I don't care who plays quarterback. I'm taking the Commanders. I think they're going to come in here. They're going to bring the wood, and I think they're going to play very well. Washington, they're 11-5 on the year, but they're also 10-5-1 against the number. So they make bettors money. They have all year long. And also, too, Dallas has won the last 3 head-to-head. So if you remember that Thanksgiving game, it was a crazy game. It was 34-26, and Dallas won that game, too. And they won both matchups last year. So Washington has a lot of revenge as well. And I think they are going to win this game by at least a touchdown. It's 6.5 a lot of places. I should probably give it to you at 6.5 on the video because I think most books have it 6.5. I got it 6 earlier in the week. But for purposes of the video, I will do the Commanders -6 over the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Dan Quinn going against his former team.
Yeah.
So I like that. And I also heard a rumor today that McCarthy is interested in the Bears job. So being a Cowboys fan, hey, Bears, offer him the job. Get him out of Dallas. I'll be thrilled.
I'll be,
all right, Jeff, what do you got?
I'll throw a party if that happens. Yeah, with Wes's pick on Washington, I'll be rooting hard for that one because at this point, as a Cowboys fan, Tony, we just want Dallas to get a better draft pick, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's no reason, Maybe they'll throw Trey Lance out there for that reason.
Actually, they are. I read that he is going to play. And, when the Cowboys and Commanders play, when the visitor wins the first game, the rematch, the visitor wins the game. So I really like Wes's pick there on Washington. All right, my second prop, Sunday afternoon, Jackson Smith and Jigba over 65.5 receiving yards. The Rams allow the most receptions, 254, and yards against slot receivers, 3,127 this season. And now the Rams are going to be playing their backups. He's gone over this number in 8 of his last 10 games. He's really the go-to target now, not DK Metcalf. Geno Smith really looks for Njigba down the middle. He had 180 receiving yards in the first meeting. So I really like Jackson Smith and Njigba over 65.5 receiving yards, Tony. And one other thing, Geno Smith has $6 million in incentives if he surpasses certain passing stats for this game. So I know he wants to pass the ball. I'm not sure, the OC wants to, call passing plays every down, but he's going to be incentivized to throw it down throw the ball downfield. And I think Jackson Smith and Jigba, 65.5 receiving yards seems low to me. So let's go over that number.
All right. Good stuff, Jeff. Good stuff. Our final prop of the week goes Sunday evening. And I'm going to go with Bo Nix over 20 rushing yards. Kansas City, they're going to be resting their starters both offensively and defensively. They struggle with mobile quarterbacks to begin with. Now you're going to have the second stringers out there for Kansas City. Really nothing for them to play for. That's why the line on this game is up to 10.5. I think Bo Nix will be, beating them with his arm and with his legs. What did I write here? 18 carries in his last 3 games. So, I mean, that's 6 carries per game. So if he gets that, I think he goes over the total here of 20 rushing yards. And with the players out, I think he has a great chance to hit that total as well. So let's go with Bo Nix over the total. A meaningful game for Denver, Kansas City. Resting players, not so much to play for. I think this one goes over the total, and he continues to have success in NFL this year. He's having a great season so far.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that play either. Bo Nix, if you remember that game earlier this year when the Chiefs beat the Broncos, it was on that missed field goal, right? The Broncos actually probably should have won that game, to be honest with you. So, and Bo Nix, he likes to scramble. He likes to move with his legs. So it's probably a fantastic selection.
Guys, thanks for joining for NFL Week 18. We'll have a playoff edition next week. Plus, we're down the Final Four in college football, so that's exciting next week. 2 big games, Penn State, Notre Dame, and Ohio State and Texas. Should be a pair of great games next Thursday and Friday. So look for our video next week in college and also for the NFL wildcard action. Guys, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your thoughts with us this week.
Thanks, Tony. Always love coming on anytime.
Hey, any big plays this
Tony.
week? Go ahead and mention them now.
Thanks, Tony, and good luck, everybody.
All right. As always, guys, good luck. Be a winner.
Peace out.